Traveling all across Vietnam. Today I want to take you with me on a full month's journey, starting in one of the biggest cities in Asia, Saigon, also known as Ho Chi Minh, a place I always wanted to come to, and then making my way up the coast, cities like Da Nang, Hanoi, and I wanted to really spend a bit more time here. Some people call places like Da Nang one of the cheapest cities in terms of what you can get there. If you're planning to travel, or even more so, spend a little bit more time in this country, this video is for you. I talk all about building a life of freedom around the world, and Vietnam is a very popular destination, be it for adventure, but even more so, a lot of people like to spend longer here, and I wanted to get a bit of a first flavor. So 3 major hubs. I'll make sure to leave timestamps for you down below if you're interested in a particular part, and I'm gonna tell you, I had mixed feelings. Some things I liked very much, but other things I prefer much in neighboring countries, be it places like Thailand, Bangkok. At the same time, it's a country that, even though geographically is close by, is completely different from the rest. Join me on this adventure. That is old school right there. And so, welcome to Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. Seriously, a place I wanted to come for so long, over the years. I've been to most of Southeast Asia, be it Thailand, Indonesia, but Vietnam, I've only been once in Hanoi, and I've always heard about this big city in Vietnam with skyscrapers. We're actually looking at some of it right now. Just arrived, haven't seen much, and today just want to take you with me on a bit of a first impression. And I gotta tell you already that I expected it to be quite similar to Thailand. I expected it to be quite similar to the rest of Southeast Asia. And while in some ways it is, in some key ways it's absolutely nothing like Thailand. And there's already a few things that I really like about the place, but also a couple of things that I'm maybe slightly disappointed on, and it's a little bit different than I thought it would be. But nonetheless, I'm quite happy to be here. It's a mega city of pretty much 10 million people, at least the region here. And you feel it in many ways. We're just overlooking the skyline, having an amazing view. We got Lisa joining. So one of the things that is certainly the most tricky is crossing roads in Vietnam. Not even the police is gonna stop for you. And all you can do is just slowly walk. They're gonna dodge you, basically. And it works 99% of the time. A couple of people had to almost drop themselves when you were crossing. You're like, I'm
trying to adopt to them, but I should let them just adopt to me, so that's the problem.
So guys, bopping down the roads, I gotta tell you, all of Ho Chi Minh so far, what I have seen is, it's very busy in terms of markets, street food, little shops. Like, that is the thing that feels like about Ho Chi Minh Center, is that it has been built out a while ago. Lots of small houses, and that over there is kind of like the new development by the river. What was the name of this market?
Ben Thanh.
Ben Thanh?
Ben Thanh Market, yes.
Ben Thanh Market. So Lisa did some research. It's one of the more famous markets right in the city center. So let's check that out and then head into the new neighborhood. And what I'm really excited to share with you a little bit is kind of like the people, the culture, and the vibe, which to me is very unique in Southeast Asia. And I'm not talking about temples or clothing. I'm talking about the real things, the little details. But more about that in a second. So Lunar New Year is happening as we speak. So a lot of people are dressed up. All right, goodbye skyline. Let's walk in. Let's take, oh wow. Now that's pretty cool. You can get the newest drip of choice, lots of different knockoffs, which look actually pretty interesting. That is one thing you notice right away. Maybe it's a Ho Chi Minh thing, but people really like the flashy brands. They like to show off. I'm sure a lot of people are going to the original stores because you see them all over the city as well. Because what is also quite interesting is that Ho Chi Minh is the wealthiest city in Vietnam, and the economical growth has been huge. In just the last pretty much a decade, the whole country transformed.
What for you?
You're selling shoes, different, funny. It's always funny when they do Zara knockoffs, but actually quite nice. Whenever I'm walking around, same vibe. Also, lots more even than in Bangkok, I feel like, foreigners walking through the streets. Bam, that's what I'm talking about. Now that is the type of branding. What I absolutely love is they have fruit stands all over, and the prices are amazing, $1, $2. And of course, like a true man of culture, a local 7-Eleven. What I do like about Vietnam compared to Cambodia especially is that they have a lot of their own local produce. So they're making a lot of their own drinks, but even the international stuff is produced. Like in Cambodia, they import almost everything. Anything for you? Some drink? Your favorite, huh?
I love it. It's so good.
So cool thing is you can pay Apple Pay everywhere. Apple Pay, please. Alrighty, look at that. Here's the history of the Ben Thanh market from 1914. It has been here. And Vietnam is actually colonial history of the French being here for quite a long time. And if anybody knows, let me know. Because a long time ago I was in Hanoi and I'm like, why the hell are they selling these baguette sandwiches everywhere? First day I arrived here, I had one. It was actually delicious. Didn't taste too French to me, but is that the connection? Is that why they're selling baguettes everywhere? Would be my guess. But also, there's a certain, very recent, obviously, communist past, and then it's still the Vietnam Socialist Republic, even though in terms of capitalism is going strong. Like it's becoming one of the biggest producers of clothing in the world. A lot of even big companies, Apple, are setting up production here, Nike, Adidas, which pretty much contributed to the fact that especially Ho Chi Minh in the last 20 years has completely transformed, and we're going to check more of that modern skyline in a bit. But also, quite interesting, the city is mostly known, and most people call it Saigon. That was the name. I think it's about the river that is flowing all over the city. But yeah, very unique place. I think this is very much a more touristy area, still nice. Let go. So I would say before we make our way into the modern Ho Chi Minh, there's a lot of, I think one of the main buildings of the city, government buildings is around here. That is also a thing about the city, that they have a lot of churches, a lot of remains from the French colonial times, which makes it quite unique on the surface. And generally, Ho Chi Minh is so much more Vietnam, so much more distinct than I expected it to be. In Southeast Asia, maybe the most unique nation to me. They seem to really be doing things their own way. Very good. All right, I'll hand that back to you at that point.
Very cheap money.
Okay, thank you. I don't know what I should do with that. Only bad things come to mind. So walking through the side alleys, I gotta say it's a nice mix of like, you got the local sugarcane, then you have like a really fancy cafes everywhere, small shops. Okay, let's maybe switch the road. The home of pho, Mama Pho. That's cool. There's pretty much no point to be using the zebras. Pretty much you can cross anywhere you want. Look at that. Mama Pho. Not hungry yet, but throughout the video we definitely should try something. So, the pho prices here go for around 128,000, which is like $6-7. Most local stands give it to you for $1 to $2. I gotta say, in the more nicer places, it does taste a little bit more like, don't know about better, different. So for Lunar New Year, everybody's dressed up, taking photos. And what I was just talking on Lisa's vlog, actually, check it out, is that it's quite... I've even felt that when I was here for a week in 2019. It's really interesting when a country has a similar history, like let's say certain communist ideology back in the day, and of course it's very different in different parts of the world, but it's in a similar time frame, and I don't know in what way they have been inspired by each other, but the city planning is very similar. The old squares, kind of like here you have the Independence Palace, big old government building, then next to it you have a big square, a green white park, nothing much more than just benches. It looks literally like any other post-Soviet Union nation. It's wild, very similar, of course not the same. And with that there's also other similarities which I want to explore with you throughout the video, which I think make Vietnam quite unique, not even in the sense that it's similar to perhaps whatever, Eastern Europe, the post-Soviet world, but where is it? The hammer and the sickle. It's everywhere. You were quite surprised to see it, huh?
Yes, yes.
I mean, many countries use it, but This is like something that in most parts of like Eastern Europe they take down a long time ago. But here is a different timeline, a different history. People are proud of their history, and hence also the change of the city name after Ho Chi Minh. And yeah, super nice cafes passing by. And I gotta tell you, so many Westerners is wild. Like more than in Bangkok, right?
Feels like it, yeah, in the city center, in the area where we live, no, not as much.
Yeah, you see maybe one and then like, hey, how did you get here? The remains of the French that have been here for quite a long time. They built some beautiful palace. This is the Palais de Justice. Palace of Justice. Not sure what it is. Probably transformed into some government building these days. There's also supposed to be a church around the corner. Quite excited to see that. What I do like is they maintain it. And it's kind of like makes such a unique landscape in the city, you know. So here we are by the Notre Dame Cathedral of Saigon. Unfortunately, it's covered up right now. Maybe I can get a shot for you how it usually looks, but very nice square, and once again, something I have not seen in Southeast Asia. The infrastructure, but in some ways also in the back, new modern buildings, JW Marriott, and in front of it, some French old station. So, like I told you, looks like they're doing some major restoration on it right now. And down there on the pictures, you see how it usually looks and how it looked a very, very long time ago. Nice little drone shot. And this is Saigon for you, back in the day. So I'm not sure what it is these days. Looks like, I don't know, in some ways to me it looked like a station of some sort, but let's go in, let's check it out. So this is really the blend, the fusion of the old French remains, selling like paper things over here. Yes, from 1886. A building that is a good almost 150 years old. And it does look like some type of transportation station. Let's see. The lock is on it. So walking in, there is a huge Ho Chi Minh picture in the back. Lots of different shops, coffee, souvenirs, people taking pictures. Still cannot properly tell what it exactly is. It looks pretty epic. Okay, all this time I didn't get it, but at least I found out this is actually an old post office, and it still is a post office to this day. There's all the mail heading out all over the world. People are writing postcards to their family, friends, and arch enemies to tell them that they're in Ho Chi Minh. Now, seriously, what a beautiful place. And this looks nothing like, you know, Soviet or communist. Obviously, it has nothing to do with the Soviet Union, of course, but it's like different influences, different ideologies, and such different infrastructure with that. Vietnamese black coffee?
This one, Vietnamese black coffee.
Yeah, and black you have, yeah?
Yeah, black.
This is for iced?
Yeah.
And the one Vietnamese white coffee, iced large, please. Look at how nice they're selling these little Vietnamese coffee sets over here. Tons of merch. Coming soon. So decided to take a little break from all the walking. Recently I've been receiving comments like, hey, you're the YouTuber that walks the most, and indeed, that is true. So we are sitting at Katinat Coffee and Tea House, and they have many actually Vietnamese chains. One of them is Highlands. You see them absolutely everywhere. This one actually I just discovered through walking around that I've seen at least 5 locations of them, and I gotta say, super stylish in some ways, kind of like old school. Nothing too crazy, but inside glass, some lights. We're sitting down here, just made the order. And we got some Vietnamese rocket fuel.
Rocket fuel?
Yes, that's how I call it. White and black. Did you bring sweetener? No? Woo! So we got a black coffee for moi. Looks very nice and creamy. White coffee for the lady, a big one. So she will be in a better mood. Voila! For you. Alrighty, so we're digging in. I got a white coffee for you, but you say it's all sugary. Very sweet. Tastes pretty good though. So the experience I made is very strong. Here's the black one.
Black one is super strong. Like, wow, extra strong Americano.
Yeah, nice. This one is like $1.30. This one's $2. I would say pretty freaking good value. Beautiful presentation.
Yeah. I don't want to throw away this cup. It's so cool.
I'm giving you the microphone.
I don't want to throw away this cup. I want to take it home.
So guys, I would say time for some observations. Here we have some locals, I would guess. Not locals, like I said, many. So you see what for me is always interesting when I come to any new countries. It's kind of like the small nuances. It's not as much like visiting a temple or reading up on the history. Yes, that's relevant, but for me it's relevant if you see certain influences of that history within, let's say, the current day. So for me that is kind of like, what is the people's body language? How do people communicate? Are they very like rather shy, quiet? Are they loud in communication with each other? How is the body language? And what I gotta say is very interesting is the fact that people here are kind of like the most similar to people where we're from. Kind of like, I don't know if it is the communist past, what it is, but a certain body language, a certain directness, a certain expressions of emotions. Like when you're in Thailand, people are extremely overly polite. They're rather quiet. They're very like, very polite, which sometimes can be a bit complicated when there's like some small issues. They apologize for you half a day. Here, on the other hand, it's hard because most people don't speak English, but at the same time you see the communication is much more kind of like direct in a way, even if you just observe people walk in. On the other hand, in terms of the fashion, people here in some ways love very similar brands in fashion, kind of like in Eastern Europe, more colorful, more brands. Tattoos are like really big here. Lots of dudes, especially the older generations, have all their sleeves absolutely tattooed up, which in some ways in Asia is the only place where I've experienced like that. So people are very expressive from my first, let's say, week that I've been here, just from the way they carry themselves. Like men are very masculine, women are much more feminine. You see this polarity more than in any other Southeast Asian nation that I've seen. So very interesting. What do you think? Agree for the most part? Southeast Asian Slavs. Or we are Vietnamese Eastern European.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful people. Oh,
You want to comment?
I can. Yeah.
Tell us, what do you think?
I think people dress very well. Like, even though it's not as colorful as in Thailand probably, but more tight, more fashion, minimalistic in some ways. I don't.
Women dress like very feminine.
Yeah, much more. If they were like looking as Slavs, I would say it's Kiev.
Yeah,
like Kiev fashion.
I feel like
You
here
see,
even a bit more, honestly.
yeah, in a good neighborhood in Kiev, like people dress very even more feminine women than in Kiev, and some of course freaky teenagers as everywhere. Yeah.
Definitely interesting.
Interesting. I had purple hair when I was a teenager, so.
Fun fact.
Fun fact.
She used to be a vegan too, but that changed when we met. So after we got fueled up, and I actually cut myself on a coffee cup, so not only the coffee strength is nuclear, also the cup itself. But for real, what we haven't seen properly yet, I mean I have, but I haven't showed you yet, is the very modern part of Ho Chi Minh. It's in many ways the business center. Most of the money in the country is flowing through here. I think the highest concentration of millionaires is in Ho Chi Minh. And with that, obviously, there's a certain infrastructure built out. There's actually the tallest building of Vietnam close to here. You're going to see that very soon. Already been inside of it, and I got to tell you, special place in the whole country. Kid just fell off a skateboard. Poor guy.
It's not the first time, by the way.
No?
I was
Little puppy, look at that.
Yeah.
So, here we're having one of many big malls, and right now we're heading actually closer towards the water to see a little bit the skyline. And I gotta tell you, the Ho Chi Minh skyline is actually quite legendary. It's not that far, it's not that spread out. It's basically like maybe like 10, 20 tall buildings in the front next to the Saigon River. And then the tallest one is a little bit further down the road, the landmark 81. That one, I mean, I don't want to make it too exciting, basically stayed there. And I'm gonna give you a full video about the tallest building in Ho Chi Minh in Vietnam, actually. Designed by the same guy that made the Burj Khalifa. The Burj Khalifa. Yes. And so here, this district is actually super walkable. While as back there is still like lots of kind of like old school shops. Here it looks everything very modern, very clean. And like I said, there's some things I didn't like as much about the first, like let's say, couple of vibes within a week that I got from Ho Chi Minh. But we're gonna talk about that at the end, because still, it's like the more I walk around, the more I actually start to really vibe with the city, like the energy. Let's actually check this out. This looks kind of cool.
In some way walkable, I was about to say.
Wandered into some very busy area. In the back, nice French building in front of it. Good old Ho Chi Minh, which is pretty much everywhere here in the town. Just walking through District 1 is actually really cool. You're like getting to see so much. Wait, the opera theater we want to check out, I think over there. You're getting to see old stuff, new stuff. This is the city center. There's like a war museum we just passed by. So passing a little bit towards the Saigon River right now. And here we're starting to see, looks like they closed off half of the street. I don't know if it's always like that, probably for the Lunar New Year's activities. This video is probably gonna come out a little bit later, but it's a huge thing in this part of the world. I was recently in China, they go crazy about the Chinese New Year's. So for basically 2 weeks, most people go to their hometowns, but of course lots of spectacles. It's generally like the biggest holiday really in these countries. And here we're seeing one of the second tallest tower in Vietnam, the tallest one on this kind of like skyline. Very cool, kind of like a huge platform on it. Generally, very walkable, like shopping promenade. A couple of vendors on the side. Let's make it to the river. Woo! Now that is old school right there. Got some proper promotional material. Woo!
Yeah, I saw it on the history book at school, you know? Something like that.
Yeah, looks very similar to the stuff back in the day we had.
Работай, труд, пионер,
Yo.
or behind the scenes.
And after that, get a Saigon special.
Yeah.
So my friends, we have made it to pretty much absolutely futuristic Ho Chi Minh. I absolutely love this skyline. Generally, if you watch my videos, you know I like to always kind of choose my favorite building in the city. I love to see especially these emerging or absolutely developing at such a fast-paced cities and countries. And Ho Chi Minh, imagine that, like 30, 40 years ago, there hasn't been none of these huge skyscrapers. As you see, still lots is coming. This building looks absolutely insane with this flag on top. Beautiful, beautiful skyline, and generally the vibe here is super nice. When we were living a bit down the road, we walked, park ends. It's not as nice, to be honest with you, but here they developed like a nice walking park. There's a Samsung store here. Also, what is quite interesting is I see tons of people waving around with their cameras. I don't know if they're all vlogging or what is happening here, but that's also an observation I've made. And from here, it's actually quite nice to understand the city a little bit. So the Saigon River is very spread out, and it kind of flows in ways that it's not just one river. There's another layer of it behind this development. I can only imagine the view from these condos onto the city is probably amazing. And this back there, that is the tallest tower in all of Vietnam. Watch out for that video. I'll give you a full tour of all of it. That is actually the first thing I've done when I've just arrived. I have not seen any of the city today for the first time. We properly walked it all. And I gotta tell you, now I have a more proper impression. And it is such a unique city. Like, I make a lot of the comparisons today just as like from a subjective personal, let's say personal associations that I make, where I find it very fascinating that there's some similarities with other parts of the world that are literally at the other side of the planet due to some historical things. And Ho Chi Minh is such an interesting mix of, you see the French influence, it looks nothing like the times from the communist era, and then you have this, let's say, the wealth that has been generated in just the last couple of decades that you see pretty much all around us here, which is amazing to see. I think Vietnam in many ways has a very bright future, as like I've always liked to look a little bit into different countries, where to spend more time, to see the potential trajectory of the country. And Vietnam, you do have to be honest that there's really an issue with pollution. So just from the first couple of days we stayed, today is the best weather. Every day it has been super hazy, even a little bit hard to breathe. I think it depends on the season you're here. Maybe some people say Bangkok's very bad. I've never been there when it was like that. Maybe right now I'm in Ho Chi Minh in the time. I hear Hanoi is even worse. So there's definitely some things to do from what I can see and hear. The river also has some issues, but that is all understandable if you think about how huge the population is, how much growth there has been, and I'm sure they're doing a lot to fix all of these things. But just thinking where Ho Chi Minh might be in just 10 years from now gets me quite excited, and I'm happy that I finally made it here after so many years in Southeast Asia. What are your impressions? Vlogger.
Yeah, very cool, cute city. Today we walked almost all, I think all main spots.
Yeah,
and
District 1 for sure.
Yeah, District 1 is very cool to explore, cute, unique.
Yeah, it's nice. They have like these little side roads, and here, such a big city. And what was I saying? I think today our impression changed much more for the positive, right?
Yeah.
Because the first impression, we drove a little bit outside. We stayed the first couple of nights a little bit like, there's so many more districts behind here. We're living very far. Maybe I'll take you all the way to the end to show you that. But you have to say, it's not as clean maybe as, I don't know, Bangkok's also not the cleanest city. Maybe a little bit rougher around the edges. That is just something I have to say, that they, yeah, like you see a lot of rats all over Ho Chi Minh. It is what it is. In the center, not.
Yeah.
But just a little bit outside. It's a factor, but still, like if you're in the center, it feels so cozy, so walkable. They developed it so nice, and like I said, I think Vietnam is only going up from here. This has been a little bit the first impression, honest impression as always. Don't want to like completely sugarcoat it. And what I do love is this time of the year. People are so excited. Everybody is hello. And another thing I think I haven't mentioned in this video yet, super night active here, right?
Yeah.
During the day, everywhere is quiet, even in busy areas compared to the evening. In the evening, it seems like life starts in Vietnam at like 7, 8 p.m. Some days we wanted to go to like a pharmacy or to some shop. In other countries, like, it's probably closed, it's 11 p.m. You check the opening times, the official opening times. 2 a.m., no problem. Life starts at 11, midnight is peak hours. So that is definitely quite cool. And I would say, if I've already mentioned it, let me take you all the way back to where we're staying. This is District 1. We actually ventured out to District 9. It's very far away. It's like a 1-hour drive. We're gonna take the metro to cut it short a little bit. I think the traffic is also crazy right now. Let's walk around here a little bit. So here is one of the main squares on the walking promenade. Very cool. You're seeing all of the skyline from this bar. A couple of nice cafes, so definitely recommend it to come out just to hang out. Yeah, I think we're gonna be heading home right now, and I will leave you with a couple of nice shots to give you maybe a little bit more of an idea of how it feels to be out here. Look at that. has been the metro experience here in Ho Chi Minh actually today for the first time trying it. Very affordable, don't know exactly how much, paying with card. And took us, this would have taken like an hour on taxi. This would have taken like an hour on taxi. I think it was like 22 minutes or something like that. And yeah, now we need to take another taxi to get home, and maybe tomorrow morning I'll give you an idea where we're staying. Alrighty guys, so here we are, kicking off the morning by the pool. I hope you enjoyed today's little first vibes of Ho Chi Minh. Actually, this Airbnb behind me, it was quite surprising. It cost me only like 30 bucks a night. We're quite a bit far out of the city, almost an hour. Okay guys, we're gonna get back to today's adventure in just a second. As you see, rolling up, nice and tropical. You see what we're talking about. Today's video sponsor, Level 8. If you have been watching the channel, you probably have heard about them before. But the truth is really, I'm remembering back in the day, I'm having a suitcase, the wheels barely roll, maybe the backpack times when your back is breaking. These things, for example, this one, I've been on the road with it 6 months and it looks almost as good as on the first day. Some of the smoothest rolling wheels like butter. They have a wide range of carry-ons, like their aluminum one is absolutely beautiful looking. People ask me all the time, hey, where do you got it from? Truly innovative, and you can be sure that they're gonna last because they have a lifetime limited warranty. So if something happens, you reach out to them. So be it a carry-on or a checked luggage, it's absolutely high quality luxury suitcases at a more affordable rate. And as of right now, if you need a suitcase for your next trip or maybe as a gift, 15% off any of their pieces with my code Danny15. So if you click the link down below at checkout, you can use my code with free shipping to a lot of places. US, Europe, Canada, what else is there? It's always on the top of the website, but actually they do worldwide shipping. So as you see, we're quite tropical right now. You're gonna see a bit more of that very soon. They have even delivered me a suitcase to random parts of the world. So worldwide shipping. If you need it, they will get it delivered to you. So you can, if you want to see a bit more of their models, check out their website or their Instagram. Check it out. First link in the description. Woo! Smooth like butter. Let's get back. Yeah. Let's get back to today's video. I wasn't even sure if I should move here. You never can trust the pictures, but let me take you outside already. But then when I arrived, I didn't even plan to. I was like, hey, I have to make a video about it because Southeast Asia generally is famous for how much you can get for your money, and being just in the center, I didn't feel that. Then we get out here and I'm like, I hoped it would be okay, but it's much more than that. Pool, gym, pretty large apartment, all that for $27. You have a, I don't know if you could call that American style, but it's like a double fridge, so truly not like a little holiday home or something. The other apartment even looked like somebody's living there. This one looks more like Airbnb purposes, nice microwave. So bedroom numero uno. And so we're working with an automatic le toilette. Seriously, this is an absolute game changer. It teaches you the wrong habits because if you have an automatic flushing toilet, you know what will happen after a while. I'm not saying it happened to me, but... So this has been the apartment out of the building, some kind of group photo here. And so that is the main entrance to Tower D. And where we're headed right now is the mall. Pretty much 5-minute walk from where we're staying, really convenient. And there's also some shiny park. It's probably better to go there in the morning. Maybe tomorrow I'm gonna check it out. But let me give you a little bit of a tour of how the neighborhood looks here. It looks like it was literally built like 2, 3, 5 years ago, most of it. Still a lot under construction. So this is pretty much the whole neighborhood. Like everywhere in Vietnam, the zebra is working in mysterious ways. Basically, people just drive all next to you. But it's not a small neighborhood. It's not just like 1 or 2 blocks. Like I said, at least I'd say 100 condo buildings are in this neighborhood, and they all look the same. In the evening, they light up very nice. They built a pretty cool, they call it mega mall. Vinpearl Mega Mall, I would say, is kind of like a mid-size mall. Good thing is inside they have a nice grocery store, a movie theater, which doesn't show, I think it shows like one English movie. But nice to have some, what is it, Lunar New Year decoration right now. And in the back there, for the first time yesterday, we walked out, and I'm gonna tell you what we found is quite interesting. So this is the District 9. Like I said, with traffic, you're not gonna get here in under an hour from the center, but if you do it quick, I saw you can even do metro. So yes, tomorrow maybe we're gonna go to the city with metro and maybe like a motorbike, scooter, or a taxi. That might be maybe 40 minutes in total, max, maybe less. So here is kind of like this indoor golfing, little platforms. Yesterday I saw some people playing. Well, and while we're here, let's go check out the Singapore of Ho Chi Minh. So made it to this park that is right next to it. What is really interesting is these funky little buildings. So in the back they build all huge condos, and over here it's kind of like small little residential European style almost buildings, but half of them are not occupied, so it looks a little bit, you know, when you walk through there, most of them are empty. This is the only place in the whole neighborhood that has street food. Everywhere else I think it's not allowed. In Vietnam, obviously, in all of Southeast Asia, people love it, I love it. So it's actually cool that they designated one area for that. And next to it is this little park here, or quite a big one actually. This place is absolutely funky. On the one side it's kind of like an attraction park. There's some roller coasters going crazy. 2025. So you're thinking, okay, attraction park. There's no entrance fee. There's not even much like security guys around here to call me off for filming. But what they do have, I mean, I think visually speaking, it's a really cool thing they've done here. We're in the middle of this residential town. And what they have done is, I mean, you can see it. Let's go in. They put in real sand and like a pond. It's still under construction, as you can tell. There is a big ongoing construction, but the feeling is actually really nice. I don't think it's gonna be for swimming. I don't know how they would maintain that. So I think visually speaking, it's kind of like a nice pond. Here, as you see, they're building out a bridge to connect this with the mall. Smart. Back there is actually a huge water park. And overall, like I said, the Singapore of Ho Chi Minh. So let me show you what I mean by that. Woo! And so literally a one-to-one replica of the gardens by the bay in Singapore. Like, I mean, it's probably like 70% smaller, but not small, honestly. So they put these, in Singapore they call them super trees. And I mean, I guess it's not mean to say it's a replica, because it's literally one-to-one, like the gardens by the bay in Singapore. Basically an attraction park. Yesterday there was some live music. That's when we kind of discovered this neighborhood. A bunch of kids are actually enjoying the roller coasters. 4 or 5 levels mall. The good thing is they have a proper supermarket, everything you might want to have, with a fully equipped apartment. I would say it's really quite worth it. So considering we're like in a completely newly built neighborhood, they even have stores like Uniqlo, so you can do some proper shopping and have all your daily things you might need. Even American traditional cuisine. So guys, here we are inside of the supermarket. Just picked up a little bit of meat, and I'm gonna tell you, I always like to find the local products. Here is a Vietnamese cheese ice cream for about 20 cents. It's amazing. Highly recommended. Thank you for the sponsor. Let's go. So I would say overall, the products are, depending where they're from. If they're local, super affordable. Chicken is like $4 or $5 a kilo. Dragon fruit, like, how much was it? 10,000 dong for the dragon fruit. Always like to get the jackfruit. What is that? That's like $2.50 for tons of jackfruit. Yeah, Saturday, a bit busy. Maybe I'll even do a full cost of living video. Let me know if you want to see that. We'll break it down a bit more. But that is the shopping life. Oh. Welcome to the tallest building in Vietnam. Thank you. We are truly in the heart of Ho Chi Minh City right now. This is the tallest building in all of Vietnam. And when I heard there's a hotel inside, I was like, I gotta see it. So this is the Vinpearl 81 autograph collection. Wherever you are in Ho Chi Minh, it's pretty much the biggest city in Vietnam, not the capital, you see it from everywhere. It's kind of like the spiky building, looks a little bit like the Burj Khalifa, still very different, bit more squared, and I have no idea about it. We literally just arrived on the taxi. I'm gonna take you in through a bit of a luxury life tour here in Ho Chi Minh. It's definitely one of the coolest hotels. Like I said, some of the highest rooftop bars, pools. I don't know too much yet. First time going in, let's go. So, from what I understand, is also a residential building, so people rent apartments here. There's supposed to be big malls.
Good afternoon.
Hello, good afternoon. For check-in?
Check-in this
Yep.
way.
Thank you. So I'm just gonna leave behind the luggage here.
So, cabins, and when you check in, you give it to the reception, and we will talk to me and bring all the
Well
luggage to your room.
Perfect, thank you.
This way. Floor
How many floors here?
81.
81.
81.
It's the tallest one in Vietnam, right?
The tallest in
This-
Vietnam. So, if you want, you can go to the floor 81 to see around the city.
Is that part of the hotel, or is it like a viewpoint? Or
No, this is the view of the building.
Uh-huh.
Of the hotel.
So the highest floor of the hotel is 71, yeah? It's the club lounge.
Yes.
Very nice.
This way, please.
You feel it in the ears?
Because this is the fastest elevator in Vietnam.
Fastest elevator in
Yes,
Vietnam?
so you
Wow.
can maybe have some problem.
We're flying, basically.
City. This is district Bình Thạnh.
I see, I see. Hello. There we go. So just coming in, super high ceilings, everything pretty minimalist. I like it. I mean, in the sense of like not that much furniture, but the colors. Truly maximalist, to be fair. Now we're going to check in on an even higher floor. 48 is not enough.
We have the highest club lounge the whole hotel in Vietnam.
The highest club lounge?
Yes, highest club lounge.
Hello, for check-in. And so, checking in on the 71st floor right now. Like they said, the highest in Vietnam, but probably in many places. Yep.
Daniel, so I would like to confirm the booking when you stay in
Yep.
our 46th floor. Yes, this is our main restaurant. This will be bigger and have the full option for you.
So guys, we are in my favorite part of every hotel is the club lounge, where you can get yourself unlimited mango, unlimited watermelon, and unlimited sweets. So we will do that right now.
I will double check with you, but I think I have checked that this building is actually designed by the same person that, same architect as the Burj Khalifa. And you can tell, it looks similar, still quite different, quite distinct, but man has a style, that's for sure. Crazy, just looking down at the park, everything looks so tiny. Tom Cruise any moment is gonna climb up the window. It's crazy. So basically, for tonight they said there's an event here. I don't know, maybe at other times they have some tables here, but that is crazy. Wow, that feels a bit weird. Like we're so high up. It might be the highest terrace I've ever been on. I'm seeing one actually that's even higher right now. Crazy. And even though today is not perfect view, they told me on other days more sunny, more clear. But I think the evening view is gonna be insane.
Is your key? Yes, when
Sure.
you back to your room, you tap the key under control. It's with the automatic. So number one, you're waiting for the number
Here we are already. Corner room. That looks and sounds very promising. Coming in, yeah, wow. Yo! Nice. Pretty much the corner of the building. So we got all glassed out. Definitely daylight is gonna be the last thing to worry about. Super cozy. Ow! Ah! Woo! Ah, the small one. So behind the scenes. Ah! Damn, it's wild. Okay, let's continue. So, coming in Look at that. We got some coconuts properly.
Goodness.
Big fan, huh?
Yes.
Wow, they look so cute. Vinpearl Landmark 81. And I just saw they're part of the Marriott group, actually. That might be the fanciest, most classy Marriott I've ever seen. So the view here, definitely. Whoop. Cozy, like it's not a humongous room, which I actually like. The fact that we have all this glass. We're seeing so much from over here. We're seeing the building, actually. I think this is the terrace we were just on. There's another one. Seriously, we need to check out these terraces. And, oh wow, super nice bathroom with a very, I would say, stylish bathtub. So yeah, so far. Yo, nice. We'll check it properly later. So let's check the view, I would say. So we can tuck the... Oh, wow, yeah. That's quite an observatorium. There's this nice little plate. And they really love the shape of their building. So pretty much all over the hotel, I think our luggage is there. All over the hotel, they have the building and the elevator, like the shape of it. Hello, please. Thank you.
Welcome to our collection.
Thank
Can I
you.
come in for sit?
Yes. Let's try the building. How it tastes.
Wow, there is a feeling.
Crazy. The building is filled with caramel.
Is it caramel?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
But only inside of the building. Yeah, and so let's check out the goodies. As we see, we have already someone just getting everything out of that coconut. That's what the hotel owes you, right?
Yes.
Very cute
Tea.
tea bags. Very cute brown sugar. Very sweet. Very sweet. Oh, look at that.
Low calorie sugar. Funny.
Nice, hilarious.
It's a sugar.
Probably
but low
0 calorie.
Yeah.
But look at all this pack. So, nice coffee machine, couple of water, self-explanatory, and let's check. Let's check the bathroom amenity. Oh, look at that. Usual comb, shaving kit. Oh, swimming kit. I felt like I need one, but I forgot for what. Maybe I don't need it anymore. Let's smell. Oh, nice. Ooga, ooga. So, naturally, gotta check out the pool. Let's go through this door. So the gym yesterday I already used it. Like I said, quite surprisingly, it is fairly spacious. A bit busy right now, looks like. And so here we are. Oh, nice and cold, huh?
Yeah. Refreshing.
Just what is needed right now in these weather conditions. So, in many ways, potentially, it has the potential to be one of the sickest pools. It almost looks a little bit cooler from outside if you look at the building. You're seeing it even from like the ground floor. The thing is, there's this glass in front of it. I mean, I guess it's good for safety. There's no casinos around here. Yesterday I was talking the fact that like towns like Vegas, but actually really any high hotel these days, they close the windows, but when it's connected to gambling. But the thing is, I don't know, probably with the architecture wasn't possible to do it differently. Sometimes you see high buildings where they kind of like manage it in a way that you still have an unobstructed view, but in the morning it was super clear and you're basically looking at the downtown at this helicopter pad building. Crazy. And from here everything looks so small. You're truly above the clouds, huh?
Yes, above the clouds, above the clouds.
Ooh.
so much potential without this glass here, but even like right now, I think in the morning it can be even more insanely beautiful, but yeah, refreshing. Refreshing.
Wow, so this. And as of right now, we are going to. What is it? The seafood buffet? So.
With the Denny.
Woo! I gotta tell you, seafood is in the name, and it is in the le product, I would say. Here we're looking at snails. I think I'll probably tried it a couple times, but what I absolutely love is some proper shrimp. So here it's kind of like boiled. I like when they keep it kind of like, you know, authentic to the taste itself. Also it's nice when they fry it up somehow, but here, kind of like this, definitely gonna try that as well. And basically, if you are a seafood lover, you're absolutely in heaven. You know, sometimes I'm thinking it's funny, they call it seafood, but meat is not called earth food. Very fun fact I've recently realized. Huge fish here, boom, with some chilies in there. So super nice buffet, seafood overload, got some nice fruits. Wow, big fan, huh? Basically. Oh. Wow, wow, wee, wow.
Kids section is here.
Yeah, it's for you. I actually really don't like chocolate on fruits, but it looks fun.
But it's fun.
Same here. No shit. And so here we are. It's called Connoisseur. So, amazing buffet. Obviously during the day you see even a bit more, but most of the skyline super shiny. And me, oh, duck. Some steak, some duck, mostly seafood. Huge crayfish, they have them boiled. What is that, oysters?
Yeah, but they are baked.
Wow. Baked and boiled. Absolutely amazing. Large buffet, but not so huge that you get lost in it, which is quite nice tonight. Oh guys, I was looking for her. Somebody's at the dessert station. And look at this pencil neck. So skinny, but look at that dessert plate.
I have to try everything.
She's just gonna take a bite of each.
Yes.
That'll be it. So guys, I'm gonna be leaving now to give you like an honest review. Always want to be honest. Location, venue, one of the best in the world. Some of the food, like some of the salads, the little meats, appetizers, amazing. What was it? The oyster with cheese, super good. The crayfish, I don't know if we're just late to the buffet. It's kind of like 9 p.m. They're closing at 10. A little bit dry, still very good. So good morning. Guys, this morning walked out into the park we've been seeing actually from the window. We're over there on the 60th, 61st floor. And here is kind of like a really nice park in the evening. Actually, during the day I'm seeing it, I'm like, oh, it's kind of an empty park. Like right now, a couple of people down there. In the evening, it gets so busy. Like really, the Vietnamese are night active. You notice it. I mean, it's always kind of like a little bit sticky during the day, typical Southeast Asia, and also typical Southeast Asia style in the morning. It was super clear, had a nice breakfast, and here it's kind of like, in many ways, the development reminds me of a Dubai concept. Like you can let me know if you have been here, if you know a bit about it, maybe you are from the city. Is it somewhat inspired? Because the architect, from what I understand, is the same as after Burj Khalifa, kind of like a park, by a water source, the Saigon River here actually. And then you're having this building. It's almost a little bit Dubai Creek vibes, if you know what I mean. And generally, I think I'll tour you around in this neighborhood a bit more, or perhaps I've already done in the Vietnam first impression video, because for me, Ho Chi Minh. I have not seen that much yet of the city at all, just one day here. And this is kind of like one of the first impressions. So I gotta be always honest with you. The park, super nice, the concept, but I don't know when they build it. Some of the tiling is kind of already a little bit, probably the weather conditions struggling a bit, but nonetheless, actually there's a mall on the bottom of it. We're gonna head there right now. And generally, very cool, very nice neighborhood, even if the park is not flawless. I actually like that. They do maintain it, they do gardening here, everything looks very neat, and I think under these weather conditions it's really hard to do something. And generally, Ho Chi Minh, a city of, I think what, do you know, over 10 million people?
Yeah.
It's humongous, and you see it also from up there. So let's continue our life. Today on the schedule, we have not checked out the pool, and there's so many different platforms. Actually, from the bird's perspective that you probably have seen already as well, you see that there is different balconies on different levels. There's also some type of bar in the cloud. All of that, want to discover and review for you. What are your impressions so far?
Super cool. The hotel, the very new area. Yeah.
Passing through the park here a little bit, heading back to the Vinpearl. And like I said, it's a whole kind of like residential neighborhood built around it. Tons of different buildings, I don't know, maybe 25, 30 floors. Look very small next to it, less than half. And then down there, kind of like a fairly big mall, movie theater, clothing shops, cafes. Alrighty guys, and here at the Cloud Bar, I've ordered a coffee in the clouds. I didn't know what to expect, but I guess now we know. Please, thank you very much. Mm-hmm. Yep. So this is their Cloud restaurant. Right, great. Thanks. Good to meet you. No, I'll just look around.
What's your name?
Danny.
Danny.
All right, see you.
Boss, by the way, welcome to Vietnam.
So just casually popped into the Cloud Bar. And actually from here, the view, I was looking for the highest balcony, but look, you're high all the time. It does not really matter. It actually looks really nice. So I would say, let's change. And at a different time of the day, wandered into what some people, I guess, call the most modern neighborhood in Ho Chi Minh, or at least one that has been built fairly recently. So lit up over there, that is the landmark, 6-7 years old or something like that. It's pretty cool if you want to like stay in different neighborhoods. It's very close to the center, but you're kind of like looking at it, a new center they have built. So, walking in here for a quick little look of the mall of the most fanciest building probably in the country. Nothing crazy, nice little mall. And you see the New Year's decoration. No, it's not 1st of January, guys. It's actually the Lunar New Year. I've been in China right before here. They're celebrating the Chinese New Year. I've been actually explained that, the Chinese, they like to call it Chinese. In Vietnam it's Lunar New Year. And if you say in Vietnam, hey, it's Chinese New Year, people are gonna be happy. Calling it Lunar New Year in China, kind of like same idea, but yeah. Nice, modern mall, not too huge. But that is not necessarily something I expected when I said, hey, look at that, the mall is not too huge. Da Nang, Vietnam. Paradise on a budget, or so they say. So beaches, cafes, restaurants, great Wi-Fi, and you can stay there for months on end. Well, I am here for the first time and I wanted to see what the hype is all about. Honestly, I had a bit of a mixed experience. Join me on my first impression. And so welcome to the coast of Vietnam, and just from being here one day, In some ways, I really like it, but in other ways, it's a little bit different than I hoped. It's not, generally when you hear about Da Nang, you hear a lot about the cost of living, and it's a big city. So over the next couple of days, I want to take you with me and give you a little bit of a realistic idea of how it looks on the ground. On the one side, a little bit the things you can do for free. Also tomorrow, definitely want to check out a little bit the resort life. If you want to come for a vacation, if you want to stay at a nice place, how could that look like? But the very first impression already coming down here, it feels a little bit kind of like Phuket, Thailand, or maybe even a smaller version of Pattaya, in the sense that even at this time of the year, it's not the warmest. It's kind of like a good 26, 27 degrees in the evenings, even a little bit cool. So I don't know if you could say it's the low season right now. It's a little bit cooler. We're obviously higher up from the equator than like a Thailand or something. It looks actually really cool from the distance when you're looking at this skyline behind me. They build out some pretty nice looking hotels in the distance. You see some islands, and I think pretty much year around it is fairly busy here. But I do have to tell you, the town right next to it is not my favorite. We're gonna dive deeper into that as well. But that is literally just the first impression. And what is nice though, no matter what, absolutely beautiful walking promenade. You have little cafes on the ground. So that is going to be the plan for the next week. On the one side, explore a little bit the city. In a couple of days, I think, for today, kind of like the beach town, the beach areas. There's pretty much people all day long by the beaches, no matter the weather, even if it's raining. It's quite interesting. So it seems like a lot of people are coming here for vacation for sure. And we are quite lucky with the weather right now, because it's been raining for the past week. What are your first impressions?
Cool, very cool city near the coast, sunny, palm trees.
We wanted to do it for months already, right?
Yes.
So in that sense, let's just walk down the street, I would say. The thing that I would say makes this place quite unique is something we haven't properly experienced, but from what I hear is, and also just driving in, Da Nang is a very big city. I think it's by population 5th largest or something, by territory it's the 3rd largest. And you feel it, like from the airport to here. There's so many different towns. Right now on the weekend it has been really quiet, so I think after checking out the beaches, the tourist town, we're gonna check into a resort, and after that I think I'll take you to the city to get a bit of a full picture. This is, let's say, the experience you can do it. They always say like Da Nang, one of the cheapest places. From just being in the tourist areas, I don't feel it at all. Nice cafes, but the coffee goes for like $3, $4. The pho is bumped up to $4 or $5, which is still decent prices, but I think it's kind of like the local Da Nang, because the local population, that's the prices I'm kind of excited to see. But just walking around here, some really cool concepts, tables everywhere, little restaurants. Sugar Daddy is on vacation. He's not operating every day. But one thing I have to honestly tell you is, definitely a bit of a downside is the development in this part of the area. Some decent hotels, but also kind of like a bit old style, graffiti everywhere. Like it's almost like here, tourist heaven. There is honestly, some buildings are abandoned, some are not operating, some are super nice and clean, and some are not as much, let's say it like that. That is the first impression, but nonetheless, I think probably also other seasons of the year, when it's a little bit busier, a little bit more things open, it's probably even nicer. So that is a bit the first impression. Maya Beach Bar. Let's check that out actually. So this is a little bit the beach bar situation. I'm gonna tell you, here is quite nice. And that is the thing, from the distance it looks absolutely amazing. You have these kind of like sky rises, a little bit Australia Gold Coast style. But when you come closer to it, you have to honestly say, some of them, the construction looks kind of abandoned. Some of them are pretty cool, others very old, generally rather small buildings, the hotels. But what I do definitely know is that there's some super nice boutique concepts, some super nice hotels. When I was doing my research where to stay, Da Nang, bigger city, obviously so many nice concepts. We're gonna explore that a little bit as well. Alrighty guys, before we get back into exploring a bit more the beach, check out some cafes, So the thing is, I stayed in Da Nang a little bit over a week. When it comes to apartments, I personally booked one for, I think it was pushing $75. Nice value, big apartment. But the thing is, when I look online, I've actually met a guy in the city in Da Nang, and he was telling me that he's renting a studio for $300 or $250 a month. So online, I was actually seeing that there's a lot of value that you can get. So this is where Da Nang does seem to shine, and why a lot of digital nomads like to come here. A lot of people these days want to use the opportunity to travel and live remotely. And an absolute essential for that is a good travel medical insurance. I've talked about Safety Wing, today's video sponsor, before. I was actually using them way back in the day. So they have Nomad Essential and Nomad Complete. So the Essential plan is basically a travel medical insurance for any emergencies, for treatment for new or unexpected issues while traveling. If you are living remotely, kind of similar to me, 1 month you're in this place, maybe you stay somewhere for a couple of months and you want to make sure that you're properly protected. This is where Nomad Complete is an absolute game changer. So what you get here is a full health insurance with extra travel protections. So you need to go to a doctor, like let's say it's just a checkup, routine medical care anywhere in the world. But it goes far beyond that. They have things like wellness therapies, mental health support, even things like cancer screening or treatment, canceled accommodation, delayed luggage, or even burglaries are covered. And it even works when you're back in your home country. And actually the Essential plan, if you just need it for a week or two, it kind of works like a subscription. You just choose the day you need it for, choose the date, and super flexible. It's very easy to set it up, takes a couple of minutes. So check it out. The first link down below in the description. You can check out all the details and set up a free account with them. So when it's time to get your insurance, be it for a couple of weeks or get the Nomad Complete, you're gonna be ready to go. So I'm also gonna leave a little barcode. If you're watching on TV, you can scan it. So personally, it's really a custom built solution for people that are living remotely, but of course also a couple of weeks trip. You wanna make sure you have a proper emergency insurance, one of the two plans. Check it out on their website. And with that, let's dive a bit deeper into Da Nang. How much is it?
15,000 dong.
70 cents for egg omelette, baguette, very nice.
Mango smoothie.
How much?
35 dong.
Alrighty guys, so right now literally for the first time we're walking down by the beach, and I gotta tell you, it's not often that you find a proper, real, walkable beach. Like in Bali is a nice walking beach, and especially if you want to stay somewhere longer, this is like a thing I talk about a lot. Da Nang, I was considering maybe even to make it a base for a month, but I wanted to first check it out, and the feelings are mixed so far. We're gonna explore it throughout the video. For a vacation at the right time of the year, I already can tell it's amazing just being down here by the beach right now, just imagining. Right now I just wandered in, got my shoes on, dropped the shoes at home, and go for a nice walk to get your steps in, feeling and hearing the ocean breeze. And the other fact that it is quite cool, you have this nice mix of having the buildings in the back as well. In terms of the tourism, in some ways it's pretty chill. The fact that there's like really all kinds of people. There's families, there's couples, there's old drunk men. It's a nice mix. Like you see some old guys, you see some young couples. It's
The countries are also nationalities, very diverse.
yeah, but just considering the fact that if you want to stay somewhere longer, to have some type of development while at the same time having a beach. Now, the only place I can really tell is kind of like Phuket, but it's almost a bit too developed, where you have both city and the island life, and to have a walkable beach, it's like a long stretch. You can walk easily hours into one direction. It's quite something. Nah. And so we have popped into kind of like 5 minutes down the road. This is where we're actually staying right now. Evenings gets busy, but what they do have is a couple of really nice cafes. Actually, there is this one we have been in the morning, great Vietnamese coffee. So the couple of shops they've opened up. And as for now, oh wow, Bikini Bottom Actually, Da Nang feels a little bit like Bikini Bottom so far, in a good way, I would say. Let's check it out. Funny. Looks like a cool concept, actually. Here we are at the Bikini Bottom. I will have the Bikini Bottom burger. Plankton, what are you gonna have? You want the recipe?
Yeah,
go
give me
in.
the recipe.
The one Bikini Bottom burger and one mango passion fruit smoothie, please. Yeah. How about you?
Sorry about the war.
Well, it is what it is, you know. What about you guys?
She's from the Philippines. I'm from Los Angeles.
Oh, cool.
And that's why I was asking because, Los Angeles, the double In-N-Out burger.
Never tried actually. I've been to the US like many times. I've even lived there. I've never been to In-N-Out. Yeah. No. Bottom burger. Yeah. All right. People say it's good. Oh wow. It is good. You'll like it. It's like nut ketchup. Good, huh? Good morning. Day number 2 in Da Nang. Taking a ride a little bit further down the coast, not much, maybe like 10-minute drive. I think it's going to be a little bit more quiet. And of course, as always, I want to see how could you be vacationing here? What type of hotels do they have? And this one's quite special. I think it's all about wellness, and that's something we could really use right now. So let's check it out. Most excited one here.
Excited for massage. So cute.
Thank you.
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Bếp Minh.
So, just checked in at TIA Wellness, and I think what makes this place quite special is it's kind of not just a resort, it's all about different treatments, different activities, yoga, exercise, stretching, all kinds of different massages they specialize in. And already it's quite a bit larger than I expected. I thought it's a bit more boutique, smaller. What I knew is just by the beach. That's definitely something I wanted. The taste of stevia, huh? So the guy just made the tea here with stevia leaves. Well, let me show you where we're staying right now. So this is truly a little, or pretty large actually, oasis. Please come in. Welcome to my crib. So it's basically like a proper full house coming in. Super nice living area. We got a flower in a vase. We got even some strawberries here, some gigantic grapes. And I would say for many people, the highlight. We have an outdoor pool. Look at that. Sun is shining. Right now is midday, so at the perfect time of the day, we got the sun coming in. But trust me, this is not the best view. When we were coming in, you probably saw it a little bit already. But let me give you a quick room tour. Like the best part about it is it's not hotel rooms, it's like villas, basically. A villa concept, left and right, many of them. Super nice bed, very roomy, like it's not full with stuff, it's just bed, tons of pillows. You're gonna love it. What are your impressions? Give us a tour.
Very cool, very cool. I like it. I like the fruits, and let's go to the bathroom.
Show them the bathtub.
My favorite thing probably is this giant mirror where I can dance, and it's so big, and all this, I don't know, this area, this corner, just super stylish.
What are we seeing there? Oh.
Look at this. This is the very freaky bathtub.
So basically the bathtub is kind of like inside of the ground, fairly large. You can take a shower here, open curtain, you're looking at the pool, and back there is actually the big pool. So it's a super nice, very kind of open, very breathable space. Absolutely loving it. Also, so going for a little bit of a first vibe just to see. And this is an absolute wow. So we are by the water, literally by the beach, 1 meter ahead of us. I think you can even lay down right by it. The waves are high right now. I personally like the vibe. Have a nice breeze. The beach actually looks super nice. Very clear, bright sand. And here, this is part of their ocean restaurant, which is right by the pool. So I think you can sit by the pool or over here. And speaking of the pool, so big pool, almost like if you look from there, infinity into the ocean. That is a pretty nice part. Right now, waves are high. I think I am gonna hit up the ocean in the next couple of days, but other than that, you have the pool. Here it actually looks really deep. Over there, not at all. So yeah, super nice property. Can lay here all day long. And I think I'm also seeing a gym there. Let's check it out. So, going for a little ocean check in the morning. Could swim, but the waves are super high. I think like in February, March, water's still a little bit cold, but especially in the wavy season, that is the amazing part. This pool, I just took the bird up. It looks as cool from the top as from being there. So, you're going to swim?
Ah, so cold, but so nice. I haven't seen sea so long. It's so good. It's so private and peaceful.
Yes, it's a very wide beach. That is very cool. And right now, a little bit further from the bottom, like before, you have seen kind of like pretty busy back there. I think like it's pretty much a half an hour walk down the beach here. And the pool is pretty much right by the sand. So that's kind of the nice thing, even if it's a wavy, whatever it may be. You're afraid to swim.
Yeah.
This one, you got the pool right here. Let's check it out. Ja, scheinen Sie, sonst weinen Sie.
What does it mean?
It means you're very nice.
Wow. Okay.
Want a sip?
No. Thank you. My room. You want the jewelry?
They always try that. Boys,
Yeah.
boys, watch out.
I have my business. Let's go. Let's go. Come.
What's your business?
Very, very important business.
And so I would say perfect pool. One of the deepest beach pools probably of all time. And this one cannot even stand. Oh. That's the only way for you to survive, huh?
Yes.
Oh, for real.
Look at you.
Look how deep it is. It's, yeah, it's like solid 1.40 meters, guys.
Yeah.
Most of you don't know, I'm actually only 1.55 meters tall. So now, for real, after being in the pool and taking in the view here, I gotta say it's absolutely amazing. Like the first impression was a little bit like, it's not the warmest season right now, this and that, but just the ocean, such a wide beach, so walkable. Imagining to spending a couple of months here, I can see that. There's still so much more to see. I'm excited for it, but that is gonna be the next couple of days. Gonna have lunch later on in the restaurant, and the thing is, this hotel is all about, let's say, much more than just beach and pool and all of that stuff. Is much more about a certain wellness experience. So they do a lot of massages here, different yoga sessions, working out. For me, I'm just gonna hit their gym and probably do a daily massage. Up. And so, having a little late lunch, early dinner here at the Ocean, basically, restaurant. You've seen it before, right by the pool. I think you can also even do breakfast here, but the choice back there is pretty good. And I'm going for, I just asked the man, a puncha pao. Puncha pao, I don't know if somebody knows. Correct me. We got some nice meat skewers, actually some dark spaghetti, some meatballs in the sauce, and well, of course, what do we have here?
Beef.
Yeah, going Vietnamese. So, popping out of the resort, time to get on two wheels, do it proper Asia style. So, looked it up. Google Maps. Obviously scooter rentals on every corner, but this one's doing a delivery, and let's see what we get here. What?
Oh, sorry. Please now pick up your motor. Yeah, only for the car.
Okay, my friends, we got this scooter. We got on the road, driving through Da Nang right now. That is also really the idea, the plan, just to get a bit of an idea of the city. And honestly, I've been to lots of different crazy traffics. This one must be the craziest one so far. People just like crossing from anywhere you want, any side, you can drive anywhere. And yeah, I want to drive down the coast a little bit, then check the more developed town just to get an idea of the city. Honestly, in some ways, it's really cool. They're building a lot, lots of constructions. On the other hand, some constructions seem like they're discontinued. Lots of Korean, I don't know if you could say influence, but basically Koreans on the ground for sure. Korean restaurants everywhere. I mean, we're not far, I guess it's one of the main destinations for them. And yeah, let's get an idea. Let's drive out and let's see what we can find. And by the way, the scooter goes for 150,000, which is $6. Good price. Didn't ask you for anything, not even deposit. Pretty nice. Okay guys, another day, another morning. Took out this scooter, drove down a good 25 minutes. I've seen quite some things on the road. So this is the city of Hoi An. Actually, it looks pretty busy, even a bit more busy than Da Nang these days, in the sense that I think they have some type of old town. Want to check that out, and lots of people just around with their bicycle. It seems to be a thing. And a very cute street, very cute town overall. Seems a little bit smaller. Very nice, kind of like Vietnamese streets down the road. And driving here, at first we thought is wild. Then we understood it's kind of like I guess a tourist installation. They're having buffaloes in the middle of the rice field, huge one with babies. People kind of like stop, take photos with them. So yeah, the town of Hoi An. Let's see what is going on here. How you doing? And so, I would say this is the first time in Da Nang in Vietnam that I'm seeing like really this busy, let's say, tourism. So we're approaching the ancient town right now of Hoi An, and I gotta tell you, it's actually very, very cozy. Of course, always a bit of a downside if it's so developed for tourism. Can get very busy, but so far, almost like a little bit of an Ubud, Bali, something like that. Stalls everywhere, food. So just park the scooter. We're here by some like little pond. There's always a Highlands coffee in Vietnam. You see them everywhere. And let's just walk on the main street, I think. So the ancient town we have here. Check that out. But mostly it's kind of like very slow paced here. That's how it feels. In the sense that most people are on bicycles. Mostly walking streets, but what I do like is the fact that it's very, how to say it, it's not just a couple of streets, but the whole town so far. Driving on a motorbike for like 5 minutes through like 20, 30 different streets, and all of them pretty much look like that, which is really cool. And so dipping into Hoi An proper old town. It's actually very cool. Like I said, it's not often that I find kind of like very developed. Let's go a little bit. And they're very developed old town. I mean, it's like shop on top of shop. There's like, I don't know, it might be one of the biggest also, but very cute. It's also the weekend right now, so maybe it's a little bit more chill during the week. But basically, there's this river dividing the two sides. Over there's a little bit more proper city, and here, like, it's like right by the water. So I think the history is that a lot of trading was happening here back in the day, and these days as well. And actually seen a lot of people with their laptops sitting in cafes, especially in the town. So it makes me think for a couple of days could be quite nice. Sit down here, walk around in the evenings. So if you're in Da Nang, definitely a nice addition to the itinerary. And as of right now, I actually feel like for traveling it's probably even more interesting than the city. Thank you. Okay guys, sitting down, having some nice Vietnamese coffee, and I gotta say, beautiful cafes everywhere. It makes me think Da Nang. we haven't really found that. I'm sure it is somewhere, but it's such a big city. The area right by the beach, I haven't felt it like this. And one thing, we just drove by gas station. Nice guys, they're like asking me how much I want. I'm like 2 liters, whatever. It seems complicated. I'm like, just fill it up. And I know most scooter tanks, they run me like, usually it fills out like 2-3 liter. Out of my experience, I don't know, maybe it's Indonesia, the Thai scooters, maybe I'm just completely off. But all of a sudden they filled up 5 liters in the scooter, and I was just filming the scooter moment, and they filled another scooter first. So I started like a big fight, like what are you doing? Then I looked up the capacity of a scooter, and I saw that this scooter has a 4.9 liter capacity or something. So I'm not sure if they scam me or not, and I'm not sure if I should feel terrible and like an absolute a-hole. But yeah, a little clip from that moment. And for me, it's like never. Like I also kept the money there, full price, even if he did fill up his scooter. He probably didn't, so I feel a bit bad, but I don't know. There it is. Okay. I think you're right. Sorry. No. It's okay. 100 is good. And so, to make it a little bit more cultural around here, we're at the hotel, and I heard today they're doing a Vietnamese cooking class. No idea what we're gonna be cooking, but signed up last minute. Let's check it out. It's gonna be at the main restaurant where also the breakfast is and everything. Ooh, right now absolutely beautiful light around here. Just passed by the sick lobby you probably have already seen. And let's see. Not sure if it's only gonna be us or other people. Yes. What are we cooking? I come in? Yeah? All right, today I'm the chef. Wow. Spring rolls, you were onto something. Yes, of course, I'm the chef. Oh. Ooh, one for you. Oh, spring rolls, very good. Excited.
The right side, we have a recipe here. How about you today?
Good, hungry. The worst spring roll in Vietnamese history is coming. And now the shrimp?
Protein.
Yes, never forget the protein. Oh. Okay, so I'm ready to roll?
Okay, ready to roll.
Let's see. What do you think? Wow.
Wow, fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay,
Fantastic.
Bam.
finish.
So guys, the cooking class goes exactly how I like it. While you're cooking, you're already eating. So this was the chef's spring roll. Now let's try ours. When it rains, everybody makes this food?
Yes.
Yeah?
Only rainy day.
To be less sad about rain.
When you put the dough to the pan, you can hear the sound. Sound. So that's why the name is the bun sound. Very simple.
Perfect. Or not. Who knows?
And now
Time to flip, huh?
Yes.
Let's see.
Exercise, but oh!
There goes our food. So this has been the cooking class, but this has not been the eating yet. So nice, fun, easy, quick. I love cooking, but what I don't like is kind of like cutting everything, doing the dishes. So we're in perfect hands here. What do you think? Did I do a good job?
Yeah.
Yeah?
The first time you make
If you would serve this to regular customers, we would get all fired, but I think I am proud of us. What was your name?
my name is Tan.
Tan?
Yes.
Thank you very much, Tan. It was a lot of fun.
Yes. Thank you. And enjoy your food.
Will do.
Yes.
So guys, look at that.
Okay, enjoy.
Thank you. What I like the most is the fact that it's quick, and also doing this pancake. I'm not the biggest fan of that, but then our man Tan is going in, grabbing some lettuce, grabbing some veggies, and then he puts in the pancake in another layer of veggies into some sauce, and that's how it gets real good. So my spring rolls, not the best looking, but delicious. So guys, look at that. I am officially a chef, certified madness. Look at that. So for dinner, decided to come down here to the restaurant pretty much by the pool, close to the ocean. The Bistro M. Super nice ambience, and I just realized how sick this building actually looks like when it's lit. It's kind of like modern, during the day, big building, but then when it lights up, seriously, proper, very cool spaceship. And what we're having is a strip loin,
Yeah.
medium rare steak, nice seafood pasta. Taking it easy. Tell me, how is it? So I gotta honestly tell you, it's time to leave Vietnam. So welcome to the capital of Vietnam. I'm right now in front of the tallest building that I wanted to see when I was here a very long time ago, in 2019, once I passed through. And honestly, back then I didn't have the best impression. It was fairly cold. Some people know Hanoi is the most polluted city in the world. And honestly, this area is also not the best that I've just popped in here. So tallest building in Vietnam. And I think there's a mall or something, not that much to do. I decided to base myself off here in the neighborhood. And quickly realized that I think we should check out a couple of the famous spots. A couple of the spots that I always wanted to see. Maybe you know there's a famous train driving to the city, through the city. There's cafes there, this and that. And I want to take a look, start off the journey there. It's going to be a full day in Hanoi. Let's check it out. As always, I'm in company. This is her scooter. Where's my scooter? Up, I think this one's mine. All right, see you soon. See you. Up. Hello. Do you have a helmet? Yeah. Up. 1 second. Okay. Ready? Yes. Born ready. So we're kicking it off. Probably one of my favorite things to do is taking these scooters. It's just fun. You get a bit of a buzz. You drive through the city. You see stuff. Recording as of late February, and it's pretty cold, I gotta tell you. So the goal for this is gonna be to get a better impression of Hanoi. Hopefully, an exciting one, a good one. Oh wow, it's actually quite nice here. So I base myself off back there. And that is obviously always the thing sometimes in Southeast Asia. If it's like a developed neighborhood around the corner, it can look a bit different.
Yeah, that's how we ride.
So, how you doing?
Nice, good.
Thank you, sir. Whew. First impression of the old town?
Much cooler than modern city.
Yeah.
Yeah, very nice.
So here we are. Took two separate scooters. Often do it. Sometimes they let you drive on one, but honestly, it's gonna be just the three of us.
Yeah.
We should make it till it falls off. So egg coffee, I think, on your menu today.
Of course, yeah.
So generally what we wanted to check out first things first is kind of like this train passing through the city. Need to figure out the time. But the old town actually cleared up a little bit. It's a very different vibe. So it's very large actually. You see. Just look around. I'll just look around, thank you. Do you know what time the train come? You know when train come?
Cái gì?
Do you know at what? Sorry? 3:15. 3:15? Oh, okay. Thank you. So as you can see, place is busy. We made it to probably one of the most famous places in all of Hanoi. Rarely I've seen so many photos being taken at the same time, but there's a twist to it. It's not just a coffee street, not just a nice photo spot. Any moment, a train should pass through these tracks where all these people walk on, which is quite wild. Also just saw a peacock randomly on the street. So definitely a very unique spot, but let's judge that after the train's gonna pass by. Yeah, if you want.
Or salt coffee or coconut.
Whatever you like.
This one?
And so here we are. I do have to tell you, it's absolute madness. It's like very narrow place. If you're claustrophobic, might not be for you. So I do have to say though, it's buzzing. People are excited. Everybody's taking photos, and you would never believe that this is an active operating train track. So the train should come any moment, and then we'll see how many of us are left after this game. So just ordered a coffee here. People are saying it's very expensive, but I mean, egg coffee goes for like $3, and I got a smoothie for $3, so probably double the regular rate. But honestly, they could charge even more for this place. So let's test what we're working with here. Not bad at all. So I would say some real coconut and a little bit of syrup, huh? Alarm, alarm, alarm. So, I guess the train's gonna be coming soon. The excitement is rising. Oh, 1, 2, 3, oh, 1, 2, 3. Everybody is pumped. The shot of their life. Woo! Some people put up these water bottle, beer bottle things, and then you get a, I guess like a little souvenir. So yeah, it's a buzz, it's fun, it's fun. Just got the 500. Nice jacket. Got out of the train street. And seriously, Hanoi is one of those cities where every second you need to be already. Lots of people, lots of transportation here, a little bit of a quieter road. So I gotta say, unexpectedly somewhat, this was almost a highlight. I mean, for sure in Hanoi, like just the train is passing by so close that you're almost feeling a little bit on edge. And as of now, walking to the old town, trying to get a bit of an idea how it looks. Mostly this part of the town is like narrow streets, kind of walkable shops everywhere. Very good amount of tourism, and you see it everywhere. Interesting. An empty Lacoste store, and generally clothing everywhere, left and right. So what I do have to say, oh wow. In the first Ho Chi Minh video, I was making some jokes about it feels a little bit Soviet-y around here. Look what we got. We got the two big boys hanging, chilling. So obviously connected to the fact that there's a good amount of kind of like nostalgia tourism, I would call it. No, maybe that's the wrong word. I don't know. What I'm saying is people are interested in the history. So some shops do things connected to the war, other things, as you have seen, some other merchandise. And generally Hanoi, I'd say it is much more about the old town. Actually, this time I wanted to see a little bit the modern side, but as you have seen, that didn't work out too well. I just saw at the end of the day, there's just a mall there, not too much. But in terms of old city, so many nice shops, food absolutely everywhere. And as of right now, we're headed to kind of like the center of the old town, one of the most famous intersections, to check that out. And yeah, I've been only here once for I think 2 days. It was super hazy, it was cold, and now I'm actually enjoying it a bit more. This is also the last day in Vietnam right now. We had the chance. She wanted to see Hanoi. Is that right? Sort of. As you see, clothing being sold absolutely everywhere. But yeah, the fact that it's quite cold up in the north of Vietnam, you have to be ready for that. Because I'm just for the tropical places, actually after here going to a much warmer country. But the last day, and I think towards the end of the video, I'm going to share with you my full thoughts about this 1 month almost Vietnam visit. My thoughts for who I think Vietnam is a good place to visit, for whom I think is a good place to even maybe stay longer. I mean, for tourism, I think everybody's going to find something here. So at the famous Hanoi intersection in the old town, and usually this is, I think, actually very busy. I guess it's the Sunday thing. They close the place down. Hello. Which is quite nice, actually. Look at that. So usually all full of traffic around the fountain, the lake in the center of the old town, and here basically a bunch of bars, a Highland coffee on top. Exchange. Yeah, wezmesz? Sorry. Thank you. So here in front of the most famous church in Hanoi. Very nice cafes actually also around it. The Running Bean, this one's called. And that is the Christian influence. Probably from the, I don't know if this is a French one, but very old, that's for sure. Chilling, having some sunflower seeds, and attending a church by proxy. Wow. So guys, here's a banh mi preparation over there, and that behind me is the line. It's quite funky. Must be good, must be good. Bye-bye. We take one chicken spring roll, this one. And yes. And I think we need to point that to the pictures.
Yeah, 2.
Okay. And so there we go. We got 2 Vietnamese tea. Oh, not even too hot. Ready to be eaten and drink. And some beef spring rolls. Actually, first time trying that in Vietnam. Usually like shrimp. Oh, insane. And the fun story is, like I mentioned, I've been once before in Hanoi, and I went to this restaurant, and it's still good 6 years later. The traffic is absolute madness, and you always think it's fine until it's not. Somebody just crashed into somebody's scooter with a bunch of water on it. Dios mío. Brother's helping him out. Yeah. And the taxi's off to the races. Looks like they'll figure it out. Or, yeah. Taxi's just off.
Yeah.
Oh.
Wow.
A true warrior.
Where are we going?
And so I gotta honestly tell you, it's time to leave Vietnam. So guys, today I want to wrap up a little bit my almost a month in Vietnam, from Ho Chi Minh, the biggest city by population, to the capital, and a good amount of beaches in between. Share with you my honest thoughts, things I liked, things I maybe didn't like as much. And first, I would say let's explore Hanoi. I've been here once before, and I gotta tell you, I have pretty mixed feelings about the place. A bit better now. So let me show you that experience. I'm already heading out to the airport right now. Off today. And so this has basically been a full month in Vietnam. And just to share with you my final thoughts. First of all, I didn't have the best weather conditions. I was in Da Nang in February, March, and also during that time was a Lunar New Year's, and with that everybody kind of goes into their hometown. So some of the big cities, including Ho Chi Minh, that's when I left it, when Lunar New Year started, were completely empty in parts. But at the same time, I've also experienced like super busy Ho Chi Minh, super busy Hanoi, Hoi An that you have seen was also. So we got that idea. In terms of the weather, I feel like I need to come back to places like Da Nang, because when I was there, I stayed at some nice places, and also like short term getting a hotel. I didn't truly feel what you see kind of if you look up a little bit, apartments, the monthly rent. It seems like you can get really fantastic value. I hear about cities like Nha Trang, close by to Da Nang. And with that, Hanoi, I have to honestly tell you, I visited it twice at this point. It was the only place I passed through. I can see the appeal. I can see kind of like a little bit the little side alleys, the history. But for me also on this trip, it was a little bit about discovering more like where Vietnam is headed in many ways. And even though the capital has like some modern developments, if you get out of the like historic center, but I don't know, I didn't fully figure out the city, and considering that lots of the time of the year also in terms of like air quality and things like that. Personally, didn't like it that much. Ho Chi Minh, I loved Ho Chi Minh in parts, just to see how like Vietnam has grown. If you just imagine, like, you know, they had a hard recent history, and with that, just to see all the development, all the innovation, and also this city has an old charm, but at the same time, so much modern elements. So I can definitely see myself coming back there, and the coast especially, because Ho Chi Minh was actually fairly expensive, up par to Bangkok, maybe even more in terms of accommodation. Like this one apartment I showed you, that's like if you had like 40 minutes outside of the city center. Inside of the city center, I didn't even see that many new condos for under like, I don't know, $100 really per daily rent. So that is the impression in terms of, kind of the idea of living around the world. That's what I talk a lot about here. It was 1 month in Vietnam. I felt like I should have stayed even more. Me personally, I don't even fully remember. I think I got a 3-month visa. Lisa with me, she got a 1 month. So that's why we left after a month. I felt like I could have spent much more time in Da Nang on the coast, and I definitely see a reason to come back. So if you enjoyed today's little video, you can join me also on Instagram. There in the stories, you can see where I'm right now. Generally, there I focus like on really like some of the most unique and hopefully inspiring locations. Like every place I come to, I try to find some viewpoint, some pool, some hotel that when I started this whole journey many years ago, that really inspired me to go out there and strive for more. That's what the World C stands for: opportunity, freedom, adventure. And so with that, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon.